Alright folks, it is now just before 7, or just on 7. I'm up here at my camp spot, so I'm going to head down, see if I can get the ideal, sorry, one sec. Let's just can that because that's going to drive me nuts. Okay, it's the tyre pressure thing, because I've lowered my tyres down below the warning level. It keeps beeping at me, so I'll try and flick that off. Yeah, good morning. So I'm up here, other side of Lithgow. I'm going to head down. I'll cut some firewood on the way down into the national park where you are allowed to still cut it. Obviously not in the national park, but just before it at State Forest. So I'll grab a little bit of firewood because it is going to be cool overnight, 1 degrees I think they were predicting. So I'll grab some timber and I'll head down. Hopefully I can get the camp spot. It's a new site that I want to try out right near the Cox's River. Cracker of a spot. Found it last time I was up here, so I want to give that a go and see what that's like to camp there. It's all nice sand base and tucked away in the corner, so hopefully no one's got it. Friday morning, either people will already be up here or coming up later today. So I'm going to take off. I've locked the front hubs in. I aired down. Not that it's super crazy four-wheel driving in here. Most of these are logging tracks, but they are quite rutted and big potholes. Does get scrabbly as you go down the hill into the national park, so just drop the pressures down just to stop everything bouncing around. And so yeah, let's head off. I've got the guy mapping on. That'll show me exactly where I wanted to camp last time. Basically we can get into it from here. I saved the track the last time I came up here, so show on map. All right, let's go. That is one thing you've got to watch along here. Massive roo just shot across the road into the bush there. They're everywhere up here, so even though you're only going slow, you've got to be careful because they will dart out from the side of the track and either run along next to you or they just shoot straight across in front. So got to be a little bit. There goes another one. Oh, he slipped. And another one. This is what I mean. They just shoot straight across and then they don't know whether they want to stay on the track or in the bush. Look at them. Oh, and another one. And considering they normally travel in groups, you've got to be careful that yeah, half of them aren't deciding to come out at the last minute. Got a beautiful day, it looks like. Nice crisp air. No clouds, which is good. A little bit of fog coming up the Bells Liner Road and a little bit on the Great Western Highway. So normally when it's foggy like that, normally clears to a beautiful day up here, so really looking forward to it. I'm doing a solo trip this time, being that it's not a long weekend, but a lot of people are taking today off to make it a long weekend. My wife's never as keen to camp on the long weekends just due to the traffic. We get back to down the Bells Liner Road and you can sit for 2 or 3 hours just to get home, which normally should only take about an hour and a half roughly. So yeah, just doing a solo trip. Some of you may know from my Facebook post, but our beautiful dog, old Doug, passed away on the Easter weekend, Good Friday. Had him for 16 years. My best little mate, he was an absolute trooper. Best dog we have ever owned. He was a pound rescue, never misbehaved, never barked, dug maybe 2 holes in the backyard in his life, hence his name Doug. And yeah, very sadly he succumbed to old age and his heart on Good Friday. Well, it was a crap Friday for us, but on Good Friday, passed away on our oldest daughter's birthday too, just to make sure we'd never forget him. So we've got his ashes at home, and I bought his little bed up with me this trip. He did love camping. Whenever we go away, any non-national parks, we used to take him with us. Absolutely loved it. He loved the fire. He used to sit out the back with me on a Friday or Saturday night and hang about for any food that we might have cooked in the oven, the camp oven. And yeah, I really miss him. He's only been gone a couple of weeks, but it's like yeah, as I was saying, he's only been gone a couple of weeks, but it's honestly like losing one of your family members. For people that may never have had pets, you just could not imagine how attached they become and embedded in your family. So I brought up his little bed that he used to lay on when we would camp, and I'm going to enjoy the fire and a cold beer and memories of Doug. So it'll be a good trip, a bit somber for me, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the video anyway. So we'll keep going, and this one's dedicated to Doug. Oi! Look at that big bugger on the track. You wouldn't want to hit that in your car, holy durly. He's a big unit. Wild pig. For anyone new to four-wheel driving too, close to Sydney, about an hour and a half roughly from Sydney, or just over if you're right in the guts of the city, but Marrangaroo National Park and this state forest, there's logging tracks everywhere. As I said earlier, most of them are graded. However, there's a few that if you're getting into four-wheel driving and wanting to learn your vehicle and learning low range and that sort of thing, it's actually a really good day or camp night, 2 days up here. There are tracks like this one I'm about to head down now. It's nothing extreme, but as you can see, the road drops off. Hopefully that's not too into the sun and you can see, but the road basically tapers down pretty quick. So you just pick a line, low range. I'm going to go down in the first low, and that way you're not riding your brakes as much. But yeah, it's really good if you're learning your vehicle and getting started into four-wheel driving. It's not a bad spot to come for a day. That's idling, no accelerator or brakes or anything, and we'll just cruise down here. Tyre pressure's down to about 27, so it just takes some of that bumpiness out. Again, this is not super extreme, but it's a really good start to four-wheel driving. Learning what gearing, learning your vehicle, learning what pushes it to its limits, I guess. On the other side, you can see that track going up on the other side. That's another good little short section over here to test low range and learn your vehicle. I won't go that way because once you go over the crest there's a track going down. It's a bit of a shortcut, but it is quite rutted. There's a couple of big stone sort of steps, drop-offs, and obviously on my own without a spotter makes it a little bit harder, so I don't want to risk anything being out here on my own. So yeah, I'll just cruise down here. Hear all the little birds out there going, getting up, getting the early morning feed. Yeah, so you can see there, that track's nothing super extreme. However, it's a good little test to get to know your vehicle. And as I said, that track over on that side's a really good one. I have showed that in one of my other clips. I think it looks actually like it's a little bit more washed out again. Now there's a bit of a bog hole, mud hole, whatever you want to call it, at the bottom here, full of water. I purposely avoid water if I can. I think I've mentioned that before, but I had to get the front wheel bearings done a couple of weeks ago on this. I had some crunching sounds going to work and ended up getting it towed to be safe. Things like that. It might be fun on the weekend to blast through that and flick mud and everything everywhere, but all that water just gets into your seals and into your drivetrain, and it's not good long term. It's gritty sand just wearing away. So anytime I can avoid holes like that, I do. Yeah, you can see that track going up there. Again, it's nothing extreme compared to some, but it's a really good one for people starting out. There's a couple of rutted washout sort of holes there that you obviously need to pick a line either side, and depending on your clearance and your setup. But yeah, good spot out here. There was a track back on the left that I could have gone down to avoid that little section, but just thought I'd share it with you for any newbies to it. Anyone that knows my channel knows that I tend to do milder sort of stuff. I use this vehicle to get me to work every day, and I don't want to be out here on a Saturday being stupid and break stuff only to be on the driveway all day Sunday fixing it and then trying to get to work on Monday. So my channel's all about just taking it easy, respecting the bush, enjoying time out in the bush, and obviously enjoying camping. It's so good for your mental health. Really nice spot in here. What a dingleberry. So too busy yakking and talking to you guys, and I've come in the quickest way into the park today and just realized that I've passed the point where I normally collect my firewood. So about 50 meters back behind me is the entrance to Marrangaroo, so I can't go chainsawing in there. So I'm going to spin around and shoot back up the top of the hill, grab some firewood, and then I'll come back down. See, just goes to show us men cannot multitask. That's pretty cool. How good's that? That would be fun. Look at the dogs going flat out. How cool. Well, there you go. I've never seen that out here before. That is sick. Forget horsepower, that's dog power. I'm supposed to get my timber up here, so I've missed it. We'll shoot back up and grab some wood. Just remember too that just because you can get mushrooms at a supermarket to eat, and these wild ones look really pretty, do not eat them. I'm sure some of them are edible, but after the recent events of a few people dying tragically from eating mushrooms, like a mushroom milkshake or something, don't eat them.
minutes later.
So that's a bit of timber. It's not a lot, but this is not the normal spot I get it. So I'm going to head back up this way to where I normally veer off, because there's heaps of wood in there. Yeah, a lot of the stuff in here is just, it's full of white ants, so it doesn't burn long. You can load a whole box trailer full up literally and it'll be gone in an hour. So I want to try and get something that's a little bit more substantial, I guess. As you can see, a lot of this stuff's just rotted to buggery. White ants everywhere up here, so go and see what else I can find. All right, let's see how chaotic it is in here this weekend. There's a big camp spot coming up on the left down here. Often there's a lot of trailers, like caravans and stuff down there. So it'll be interesting to see if it's chockers this weekend. But I can't see anyone down there just yet. Or maybe one car, but yeah, actually looks pretty quiet in here. So I might get my spot after all, with a bit of luck. Wow, there's no one in there. No way. That is a first. Normally there's heaps of cars down in that bit. Because it's relatively easy, you can still take a caravan and that in there. Normally that's chockers, but there wasn't a car in there. Maybe I will have the place to myself. A bit of luck. Going up on the side of the hill here. He's a big bugger. Amazing, isn't it? I'd be lucky to walk up that hill without rolling down or tripping. Yeah, they can hop up it like it's nothing. So cool. Okay, so because I've got so many saved trips in here under Marrangaroo, I missed the track coming in. I should have gone right further back up before I came around that first campsite where I said there's always caravans. If I had gone right up the track and across this ridge line, it would take me down to where I want to camp. So I'm going to take a shortcut on up this bit. It's a little bit steep, but nothing too sketchy. I'll go up here and then follow that ridge line and I'll be at camp shortly. So just first gear low, a little bit above idle for momentum. It's a bit scrabbly, but nothing too dangerous. Keeping the rut under the center of the car as well so that you don't lose traction, because without diff locks, as long as you can keep all four wheels on the track, you're good to go. Same thing here, a bit of a wombat hole, so I'll go to the right of it. And that way I'm keeping all four wheels, or at least three, on the ground, because without lockers, obviously, you start to lose a bit of traction. And just keeping it momentum on, not speed, just momentum, and then we're up and over. It's a good little section, that. And then yeah, I'll go left here. Had I have gone right, I would have come out there. So we'll go around to the left and head down this way along this section, just back in a 4 high, and away we go. Gaia wrap's great, but yeah, if you do a lot of tracks like we've done, as you can see, lots and lots of tracks in there. All these photos that I've taken along the way, and it is a handy reference because you can open any one of those photos and it'll show you obviously that part of the track or that campsite. So it's a good way to remember as a reference. And then you can see there on my phone, I went down that track on the right, which was left, obviously, as driving would go. But so I've just turned around, I've had to come back up that track and around here. That's that little steep section I just climbed up above my thumb there. So I'll head back down to here, follow it back down. And as I said, if you click on the photo, it brings up, I hope that's showing up properly. If not, I'll do a screen overlay, but shows you the campsite. My lovely wife knitting last time we were up here. Go back one, pick another one, and then obviously because I took photos there as a reference last time, that's where I'm going to camp. So it's really good, super handy app, and it's free unless you go to the upgraded version. Well worth downloading for anyone that does a few trips away. So I'll keep moving anyway. I'll hit that little arrow so it shows where we are, and I know I'm on the right track. A long way down the side there. Alright, so as you can see, the track here heads down towards the river. Again, it's nothing extreme, but just to save riding the brakes, I'll go down into low 4 again here, and first gear, just idle down take your foot off the clutch. That's me moving now without touching brakes or accelerator or anything. Just nice slow idle down, and all you got to do is feather your brakes on and off if you need to, if there's any holes or you need to sort of realign your line. And then same thing, when I come back up, I'll go low range and just a little bit of momentum. Couple of little rocks right in the guts there, so you got to be careful that you don't fling them up and bash your sump or anything like that. I do have a bash plate under the car, mainly under the transfer and gearbox. I'm still trying to get one for the front of the car under the motor because the factory one's a bit insufficient, but anyway, I'll get one. Yeah, so just low range, nice little idle down, and then same thing coming back up. Well, the spot that I was hanging to get, there's somebody already in there, so I'm gonna head back. I'll head back out the other end and see if I can get the ASMR spot maybe. There's a little track off down over the right here, and that's where the river is, so a little bit of a steep drop off by the look of it, but I'll see if there's anything down there. All right, so this is why it pays to check tracks before you just head down them. That's about a 50-degree angle, pretty rutted out, soft powdery silt, so there's no way in hell I'd be coming back up there on my own. That's insane. It does look like the track actually goes around. Looks like it goes around the corner here, so I might head back around the side there and see if that track that's there leads around to here, because that mightn't be a bad little spot either. Nice and quiet, you're down off the road near the river, because I guarantee if I go back to that ASMR site, it will have people in it already, I'm sure. I don't want to drive around too long, otherwise I'm going to miss out on a spot. So yeah, that's certainly not a nav track, that one. Certainly not on my own. Yeah, so that track does lead around, but the only problem is the river's not really here, it's around the corner, which is nice to sit and listen to overnight. So I'll go and have a look. I'll head back out and see if I can get that spot where I did the ASMR video. And if not, either here or there is a spot up on top of the hill, which is quite nice too. No river there either, but you're tucked away up off the road, and it's a nice high vantage point as well. So I'll go and have a look and come back here if not. And that's the that's the track back up. So I don't know who the hell would attempt that. That's insane. Maybe twin lock 80 series GQ Patrol, something with a bit of flex, but that's mental. Coming down it would be scary enough, let alone going up it. So we'll turn around and go out the way we came. Well, there's a first. I've just pulled over. I've had a four-wheel drive come past and said 2 more are coming. And the second car was a white sedan Commodore. Here comes the third fella. So there's a newie, Marrangaroo National Park in a Commodore. Well done. Well, there you go. It's worth coming back over. I'm here at my ASMR site, and believe it or not, there's no one here. There's a couple of people, you can probably just see them in the mirror. A couple of people around the corner camping and doing a bit of fly fishing by the look of it, but open spot. So I am stoked. I'll set up here for the night. Same spot again. However, it's a cracker of a spot, and yeah, I'll enjoy the river. Absolutely awesome. Little water hen going out there. So I'll set up. Stoked. Just a shame someone's left their fire going, but anyway, we'll worry about that later. More eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed I've got a new drawer in there, so I'll run through a full canopy kit or canopy setup in the next couple of days. But yeah, I've basically raised the fridge up and got a drawer in here now. Still got to work out where everything's going, but it's working so far. Pretty wrapped with it. Got the homemade awning wall, I'll throw that up, and then that just gives me extra room here and out there with the swag under that. go and make our sandwich now, the Breville. So I'll leave that there charging. She's a bit stuck to the lid, but that's alright. I might be able to... Yeah, I'll scrape that knife. I was a bit torn at first. I thought, oh, it's a bugger, you can't make two of them at one go. But then I guess the beauty with this is you can just sit and relax. Why is it sticking? Maybe I needed more butter in there. That's all good. It's a little bit stuck, but I didn't have any spray oil, so that's not too bad. While I eat this one, I'll put the other one in. But yeah, I'll just load it up with more butter. Right, so that didn't turn out exactly how I would have planned or hoped, but it's still a cheese and tomato toasted singer out here in the beautiful Marrangaroo National Park. So I'd rather be eating this out here than a perfect sandwich at work. I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. The other one's on, and then I'll wander back to camp. Right folks, so number 2, absolute epic fail. I don't know what happened, but that one's going to have to go in a bit. I can't salvage that, unfortunately. Cut up a bit of wood. It's not going to last me real long. I might have to start the fire fairly late. Normally I'd have a lot more wood and burn it through the day for a bit of ambience, but I don't have enough, so... Oh, Jesus.
That's not a bad bit. That's better stuff. Pretty bad when you've got to clean up after other grown adults. Left their fire going, left all this rubbish and crap in there, bits of plastic that won't burn, Ziploc bag full of eggshells, and then just bury it like it's going to disappear. No, it's alright guys. I'm sure your mum still wipes your tootsie for you. It's alright, we'll pick it up for you so that we keep the parks open. I've even gone to the extent of buying one of these, just for these instances. Fair income. Anzac. Oh yeah, well done, Anzac Day. Come out, celebrate Anzacs and what they've done for the country, and that's what you leave them, a plastic bag with a heap of toilet paper burned into it. Nylon tongs. Buy a pair of tongs on the way in, yeah, just leave your rubbish behind, it's all good. Apparently tuna cans or whatever it is, yeah, metal apparently just melts away to nothing, so unbelievable. What the hell's that? See, that took, what, a 10-cent bag and 30 seconds to clean up? God, we've got to get out of this mentality that someone else will come along and do it for you. Unreal. I got this a little while back. I think it was Father's Day or birthday present. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, so I'm going to fire this up tonight and cook the steaks on there over the open fire, so we'll see how that goes. So we'll get it into a bit of a set-up spot, set my fire up ready to go, and then all I've got to do is light it later on. So, one of the new things that I brought up with me to test out is this 360-degree light. It's a present I got for Christmas, I think it was, my birthday or Christmas, so I'll crank this up after and you'll see on dark what it does. It's bloody awesome. First chance I've had to use it, obviously, first trip away since I got it, so I'll put that up and I'll see what you think. Is there anything better sitting here Friday afternoon reading a ARB book, just watching the sunset over the mountain here? What a wonderful country we live in, eh? Thank you to all the Anzacs for yesterday. They've made this country what it is today, and without them we wouldn't know ourselves. We're forever grateful, so thank you to all the past and current and future serving Anzacs in our Australian defence. I've got some garlic butter there Mandy made me last night, which was very sweet of her. Garlic and what else was it? Butter, rosemary or something, some herbs, Italian herbs I think, so I'm going to put that on the meat while it's cooking. I've got a couple of rubs that I want to try on the two pieces. One's mainly for chicken, but I want to try it on steak anyway. That's a smoky manuka style with a bit of a sweet honey flavour. And then the other is the old faithful Pitt Brothers, rosemary, lemon and sea salt. So I'm going to chuck a bit of that on. Bought a couple of sauces with me as well. Original flavour barbecue sauce and St. Louis style barbecue sauce as well. So just going to try something different, one on each steak, and see which one I like. Got to get into the childproof packaging and we'll be right. And there we go. Not bad at all. So look, I'm hungry. They're pretty well done. They could be done a smidgen longer or better, but I can live with that. I want to get these steaks on. I've got some salad in the fridge there, so I'll grab the steaks and chop them on. Put my garlic butter. Looks like a candle. Nope. Where's the knife? Bloody hands are greasy. Take two. Whee! Son of a... That's obviously on a downhill run. Cannot take a trick. Smells good. If that's any consolation. As it disappeared into the abyss. Try again, eh? That's better. Don't know if I really want it flaming that much, but not much you can do. Right, most of the flames are running off anyway, so. Alrighty. Got me salad. The dressing? Holy dooly. I might need a bigger plate. Alright, I'll just eat that for now. And then some spuds. Probably won't eat all the potatoes only because they did get a little cooked. But I shot them on anyway. Barbecue sauce. Alright. All I can say, folks, is bon appetit. I forgot my salt and pepper, but I'm not getting up. Very flavoursome. That Pitt Brothers is very good. May have overdosed on it a little bit because she's a bit crunchy. Kind of tastes like it's been dropped in sand, but still bloody flavoursome. I'll eat dinner and then I'll take that grill plate thing off and I'll crank the fire up. Alright, so I'm going to fix the fire up, but I need some light. So let's see what this thing does. So that is that cool light the girls got me for Christmas. It's a flat LED pad. Essentially just looks like an iPad mini. And it lights up the whole campsite like moonlight. Very safe. Absolute. Came over and said you won't even know we're camping here next to you, and then they're doing like that. Fair income, and I wonder why national parks get closed. What do you get out of that? 5 minutes of fun and you've wrecked it for everyone else. Knuckle draggers. I've got some cypress pine shavings there too I brought home from work, so once the fire's going a bit I'll throw them in. They give a beautiful smell off. You don't want to ingest too much of it obviously, but from a distance it just gives it a really nice, beautiful smelling timber. I'm just going to pack up. Still a bit of heat in there, not much. These things are the best things you can get, the gas mate blowtorch head. Alright, done. Too easy. This little grill plate performed excellent last night, so instead of using my little jet boil thing, I'll just chuck the billy on top of this. Might as well utilise the fire while it's going. Alright, go and get my coffee ready then. Alright, so what do we need? Absolutely loving this drawer. So glad I went to the effort and made it. Massive difference. So got my coffee, got my grinder, got my handle, my coffee cup things in the back, so alright. French caramel cream. Alright, grab my plunger cup. Okay, so teaspoon. Nope, we've got a rogue coffee bean out. Bloody dusty, the spoons. And this is what I want to make up some dividers so I'm not constantly having to shuffle things around to get other things out. I work out exactly what I need in here, what I don't need in here, and where I want it, etc., and then I can knock one up. Yeah, 1, 2. I'll put 3 in today because last couple of times I've used this, it always seems a little bit too weak. So I'll go 3 good spoons this time. Alright. Now once the water's done, I just got to pour the water in the bottom and plunge it down and we're good to go. Alright, grab out the milk. Alright, well I think it goes without saying each time you camp it's great if you learn something new. It's invaluable to get a different experience each time, and what I learnt this trip is with that little grill plate, obviously get your fire going a bit more in advance of when you're going to cook, and probably shovel out coals out of the fire to put actually underneath it, so you're not overcooking meat when other things are still raw. So yeah, definitely next time I'll put the grill to one side and I'll get some coals going earlier on. I did have limited timber this time and I didn't want to obviously burn it through it too quickly, so that's one thing I've taken away from this trip. The other thing I could say is that there are some inconsiderate people in this world that unfortunately a minority group that can wreck it for everyone. Overnight we had firecrackers
getting let off. We had music going flat out, chainsaw in a national park, bringing timber from up the top of the hill here. For anyone that doesn't know, and I don't want to bang on about it, but I'm trying to help educate those that genuinely may not be aware, in a national park you can't collect firewood, you can't take it out with you to burn at home, and you can't burn it in the national park. Any wood that's on the ground is considered refuge for animals, so you cannot burn timber in a national park. I don't know if it falls on deaf ears sometimes, but the actions of a minority group is what ends up leading to beautiful places like this being shut. I don't want this to be a rant, but people just need to understand you cannot collect firewood in a national park. That's why I brought all this in from the state forest. And you can't use a chainsaw, you're not allowed to use generators. The idea of coming out here is for peace and quiet and enjoy the surrounding, and then at 8 o'clock at night you've got someone on a 2-stroke chainsaw going flat out, letting off firecrackers, scaring native wildlife. It's just not on. Stupid things like that. If it gets back to national parks, that's reasons they shut places like this. So please respect your fellow campers, make sure you book. I booked on the National Parks website. It's $6. If I didn't end up coming, it's $6. What have I lost? Cost of a takeaway coffee. So make sure you book in so that they've got an idea of how many numbers of people are in the park at any given time. Book it, stay, be quiet, keep the noise down. I didn't have music going flat out. I'm not a big fan of music camping anyway, but even if I was, I'd be considerate of people around me. Some people go to bed early. I might have been getting up at 5 o'clock this morning to go back to work, who knows? So you just keep it down, be respectful of others, be a bit considerate, and hopefully it doesn't cause more parks to be closed down, because generally people that do that sort of thing, leave rubbish laying around, that baby seat I found up in the bush, things like that, they may not come back out here again. But for regulars like myself, I don't want to see us get kicked out of here because of a number of idiots amongst us. So please, respect the bush and just do the right thing. It's not hard. Any of your rubbish, take it out. I've found more stuff laying around here this morning. Tags off jackets. Someone's bought a Gore-Tex jacket. Cut the tag off. The tag's this big. Why can't you just put it in your pocket or take it home? No, thrown on the ground. Eggshells scattered everywhere. Plastic bags, Ziploc bags, aluminium cans. I've had a quick tidy up and I'm taking out a full rubbish bag. You know, it's not my rubbish, but I'm taking it out because I don't want to lose this place for future camping and for other people. So anyway, rant over. I'm going to show you, I've added a mattress to my swag now. I got on a Clark rubber, and the cost for a mattress to fit in a double swag like that was the cost of basically another swag. I couldn't justify $130 odd for a piece of foam. So I guess anyone knows the channel always knows I'm trying to do things on a bit of a budget, and I was picking my daughter up from work one afternoon and there was a skip bin outside a house, had a big mattress rolled up. It looks like a typical King's swag mattress, just on the top of the dump bin to go with a whole bunch of other stuff. I pulled up, grabbed it. Now I know some people might say, oh, it's gross sleeping on someone else's bed, but I washed the sponge out, I laid it out on the driveway at home, and I put washing detergent all over it and gurneyed it. Thing weighed a ton. Like it just absorbs so much moisture because it's a fine sponge, so it held moisture for quite some time, like literally 2-3 days. It was still damp, but I finally dried it out and I washed the cover. The only thing wrong with it, and that's obviously why they were throwing it out, is there was a hole about that big chewed from one side almost all the way through. It looks like a Pomeranian on crack got into it and chewed the buggery out of it, dug a big hole in the top. It was like a funnel, so on the other side when you flipped it over, the hole was quite small. I went to Spotlight, bought some material. It's a black satiny sort of material. I just bought a section, I don't know, maybe that big, $8, $10 or something I think it was, and it's an iron-on product. So I got the cover because the cover was torn as well, and it's a zip-off cover that you can wash, so I want to be able to wash that if need be. So laid it out on the kitchen floor, on the tiles, laid the material over it, hit it with the iron for, I think it was only 5 minutes-ish, 5-10 minutes, and it basically melts it on. It's like a vinyl patch sort of thing, but still crinkles up. You can roll the swag up and everything. So I've got that in there. It's 50 or 75 mil, and the difference it makes is unreal. The factory mattress that came with that's not the most comfortable, especially on rockier sort of ground. You through the night you roll over and I don't know if I'm just getting old or what, but you can feel your hips sort of hitting on the rocks underneath the mattress because it does squash down over time, especially if they're rolled up all the time. So yeah, I've just thrown that in, and the sleep I got last night, unreal, really comfortable. So yeah, just things like that. Keep your eye out. I have set up a page, SCG Australia, that's Swap Camping Gear Australia. Be sure to check it out. It's products. I've got a few things in the garage that I'm going to throw up on there as well. instead of putting stuff in the bin or on marketplace, obviously if it's a big item like a fridge or something, you want to sell it and recoup some of your costs, but things like little torches that you put next to your guy ropes, things like that, a mattress, if your swag's torn, don't just throw the mattress in the bin, or if your mattress is buggered and you're going to chuck the swag out, have a look at the page, put it up on there. I don't get any cut out of it, there's no financial gain, it's not marketplace, it is literally to swap camping gear. So anything that you've got that's camping related, if you don't want it anymore and you're cleaning your garage out and you don't want to go through the hassle of putting it on marketplace and have people not show up, or just a hassle with that, by all means throw it up on there. You organise with the other person, totally independent of me. I have nothing to do with it. It's just a platform to advertise camping gear that you want to get rid of. So have a look. As I said, that mattress could have gone on there. I would have snatched it up like that. So check that out. Thanks a lot for a great weekend away camping. I really enjoyed it up here. It was absolutely beautiful. Great weather. I'm just going to pack up slowly now and start to head back. Don't forget, we are on social media, so Facebook and Instagram. If you have a look on there, please, I'd love it if you give us a follow and a like. On the channel, also here on YouTube, I would love it if people hit the subscribe button. I'd love to get to 3,000 by the end of the year. I'm at about 2,500 subscribers now, so it'd be awesome if I could hit 3. It's just a personal target that I've made, set for myself. But yeah, it goes so far to help the channel grow. Even if you don't want to have the notifications coming up all the time when a new video goes up, just hit subscribe. That way it helps my channel grow, and the more the channel grows, the more inspired I am to bring out more content, things like this, camping trips and PSI, product reviews, all that sort of thing, camp cooking. So yeah, make sure you give us a like, comment on the video. If you've got any questions about my setup or anything like that, please put them in the comments below. I'll link a couple of other videos that you may be interested in, the ASMR, which was done out at this same location, and get into it, get out there and camp. Look, if you can get out camping no matter what vehicle, that's what I've always promoted. Thanks again, guys. Anyway, as we always say, stress less, camp more, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Cheers, guys. Catch you after.